Here's what you need. 2 cans of garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas, a pack of bone-in chicken thighs, whole milk yogurt, 1 red onion, a bunch of cilantro, a lemon or lemon juice will work, and olive oil. For spices, you're gonna need cumin, turmeric, sea salt, and pepper. Before I start cooking, I always make it a practice to just get everything ready to go. It saves you a lot of time. So in this case, we're going to cut these red onions into thin rings, and we're gonna chop our cilantro. Next, wash your chicken thighs very well, and then you're gonna season liberally with salt and pepper. Make sure you get that sea salt up under the skin of your chicken so that it can do its job marinating. Now let's get this yogurt marinade together. We're gonna use about 1 cup of the whole fat yogurt, a tablespoon of the turmeric. Also add a couple tablespoons of water to loosen it up a little bit, and also a good squeeze of lemon, or you can use lemon juice that's in a bottle. Make sure you season the yogurt after that very well with sea salt and pepper. Don't hold back, it's a marinade, so it actually really needs to taste salty, so taste it. Once it's nice and salty, you're gonna add your chicken to that marinade and move it around really good so that all of the pieces are well coated. We're gonna cover that and let it sit at room temperature at least 30 minutes. Last prep step is the chickpeas. You're gonna dump those beans into a big bowl and then add a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of turmeric, and half of your red onion slices. Save the other half. You're just gonna put half in with the chickpeas and drizzle that really, really well with olive oil, and then also season that well with salt and pepper. Coat it very well. Set it aside. The other half of the onions, add those to a separate bowl. Do a nice big squeeze of lemon over those onions, and then season those with salt and pepper and mix them up real good. You're going to sit that aside. That's actually not going to go over the meat until the very, very end. Again, you're gonna have 3 things that are prepped. Remember, you have your lemony onions, you have your mix of the chickpeas, cumin, turmeric, olive oil, and the other half of the onions. And of course you have your chicken. So at this point, I'm actually about to pop my sheet pan into the oven to preheat, and then we'll be back in 45. So this is what I love about this meal. Once you get everything prepped, you just wait for your oven to preheat. You pop it in, you can go on about your evening, get your kids together. Love on your boo. Oven is preheating to 425. Get the largest sheet pan in your kitchen and stick it in that oven to heat up. My pan has been preheating, and I'm gonna grab that out the oven. It's time to put this together. Again, try to use a very large sheet pan, certainly the largest one you have. What we are going to do is take our chicken that's been marinating in that yogurt and cumin and turmeric mix, and we're gonna place those pieces in the center of the pan. Make sure that you're putting the chicken pieces on the pan with the skin side up, because roasting at a fairly high temperature is gonna let that skin crisp and brown up really nicely. Also keep in mind when you are taking the chicken out the marinade and putting it on the pan, try to shake off any super excess marinade. You don't want it pooling up on the pan. It should look like this. So once that's there, we're gonna take the chickpea and onion mix, and we're going to add those in sort of around the perimeter of the pan. You can watch how I'm doing this. I want these to go around the edges of the meat, but I want to try to keep the mix close to the meat. And the reason for this is that as this is cooking at the high temperature, the fat from the chicken thighs are actually going to render and kind of blend in with the sauce it's going to make, and it's going to do something really beautiful to these chickpeas. However, if they end up, you know, at the very edge of the pan, they might burn. So that's the reasoning for want to keeping the beans close to the meat. And that's also the reason for why we added a generous amount of olive oil when we were coating the beans earlier. Just a quick thought while the chicken's in the oven. I really want to encourage you guys to follow the recipe. I say that because I know people can be a little intimidated by onions, but you cannot skip these lemony onions. These onions we will add last along with the chopped cilantro when the pan comes out the oven, and you have to believe me, they add such a beautiful freshness and zest to the dish that they are absolutely unskippable. And also, I don't know if you know this, but when you add citrus to lemons, the citrus sort of diffuses and takes the bite out of the onion. Red onions are naturally sort of mild, that's why you often see them on salads, but these are beautiful. I also am going to add cherry tomatoes to my pan about 20 minutes before it's done cooking. You can skip that if you don't love tomatoes. Okay, y'all, there's about 20 minutes left on this. I am actually gonna open the oven and make sure those chickpeas are cooking well. And I'm even gonna rotate my pan. So with the exception of just a couple desserts like cheesecakes and some things where you really definitely don't want to open the oven, it is okay when you're cooking and advisable to get in there and you know, watch what's going on with your food. Rotating the pan can often make sure everything is cooking evenly. Move food around. I'm not saying keep it open for a super long time, but just get in there and you know, see what's going on with the food. It's time to pull our chicken out the oven. I'm going to plate it on a pretty white platter because food looks so gorgeous up against white china. Look at how crispy and beautifully charred that is. Tender meat, crispy skin. Last step, we're gonna take those lemony onions that I've raved about and we're gonna scatter those over the meat. And we're also gonna add our chopped cilantro. You can see I added tomatoes, voila. Gorgeous, yummy, easy, tons of flavor. This is something you make when you really want to impress guests. I swear it will make you seem like you're a much better cook than you might be. So hope you enjoyed. Hope these directions were easy to follow and helpful. And I will continue to share.